Shields up, Paladins, and welcome to an Overwatch Hero Guide. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'll be talking to you guys about Soldier 76 and how I like to use this particular character. Soldier 76 is part of the damage roll heroes within Overwatch, as well as he has 200 health. With all that being said and done, let's go ahead and jump right on over into his abilities. The very first thing that we're going to talk about is his actual weapon, which is called the Heavy Pulse Rifle. The type is a rapid hip fire scan. Damage is 10 to 20. Fall off range is 30 to 50 meters. The spread angle is a max 2.4 degrees. The rate of fire is 9 rounds per second. The ammo capacity is 25 rounds. The reload time is 1.55 seconds. And of course you can receive headshots with this weapon. Something else to be said about this particular weapon is that the weapon is the most accurate within the first 3 shots, encouraging you to fire in short bursts rather than a continuous stream. Also on top of that, the spread recovery has a very short delay on top of that. So kind of wanting you to use this as a 3-round burst weapon instead of a continuous stream or a fully automatic weapon. His next ability that he has is called Helix Rockets. So the type is a linear splash projectile. The damage of this, if you do receive a direct hit, is 120 damage. The splash damage of this is 40 to 80 damage, and if you actually do accidentally get yourself within that splash damage, you do 20 to 40 damage to yourself if you accidentally are hit. Projectile speed is 50 meters per second. Area effect is 3 meter radius. The cooldown is 8 seconds, and of course you cannot receive headshots with this particular ability. His next ability that he has is called Sprint. Your movement speed is increased by 50%, and the duration is pretty much unlimited until cancelled. So some other things that you need to know about this is after Sprint is cancelled, there's a 0.3 second recovery period when Soldier 76 cannot shoot or reload. Biotic Field can be used to cancel Sprint without the recovery animation. And the activation of this ability can be customized between holding the button and toggling it with a single press. So pretty much you want to use that sprint to your advantage. You want to kind of use that sprint to get up, be the first in line, or really behind your tank. You know, try to get as much kills or much damage out there as you can before your team gets there. Also, you could use that sprint to get behind the enemy, try to run away, try to help yourself out a little bit on top of that. His next ability that he has is his Biotic Field. So healing is 40 health per second, 204 health over the entire duration. Area effect is 4.5 meter radius, duration is 5.1 seconds, and the cooldown is 15 seconds. This particular field cannot be destroyed by enemies, and the use of multiple fields do not stack on each other. And finally, we're going to jump right into his ultimate ability, which is called his Tactical Visor. The reload time on this is 0.75 seconds. Casting time is 1.4 seconds. Duration, 6 seconds. And the ultimate cost is 2,062.5. Soldier 76 passively generates 1% alt charge every 4.125 seconds. Activation of the Tactical Visor instantly replenishes your Heavy Pulse Rifle's ammo. Reload time for the Heavy Pulse Rifle becomes near instant. Tactical Visor targets enemy heroes, Riptire, and the Immortality Field. Soldier 76 cannot headshot while Tactical Visor is active, and the aim block does not apply to the Helix Rockets. So pretty much what that is saying is that the Helix Rockets will be still a free flowing projectile that does not actually lock onto anybody. So if you're trying to kill somebody pretty quickly, go ahead and use your rockets on top of your auto lock on that you have with your ultimate. Now, the strategy that I particularly like to use with Soldier 76, first off, he is the most well-rounded of the offensive heroes that you can possibly pick, in my personal opinion. He has the ability to deal both sustained and burst damage at any range. He's able to move quickly across the battlefield and support both himself and his team through the use of his biotic field. He has a couple downsides though, and one of those is pretty much the lack of any real specialization with his weapon or abilities. He has really no vertical movement and is a less impactful ultimate when compared to other assault heroes. He is one of those characters that I would say he's a very simple character to use and also learn how to play the game with, but he's also a very difficult one to master, which is making the Soldier 76 a great character to pick for new players that are just now joining Overwatch and the veterans that have been playing Overwatch for quite some time. One of the things that I would say Soldier 76 is very good at is he's also one of the best characters to take care of Fadas, just because, you know, Fada is always constantly in the air. I wouldn't get into a sniper battle with Soldier 76, not against a Widowmaker or a Hanzo. Of course, their damage is pretty much self-sustained. You might get lucky and get the upper hand on them, but that's very unlikely. Another thing is, make sure whenever you use your tactical visor, make sure, of course, D.Va is out of her mech. She will be able to, specifically if you're at a high elevated area, which I would recommend being, if the map allows you to be, of course, is that she would either do one of two things. One, she can pop her defense matrix, which pretty much engulfs every little thing that you're doing to your ultimate. On top of that, she can also use her boosters to kind of knock you off of that area, get you out of the way, so where your ultimate is pretty much being not used. So that's pretty much a waste of an ultimate if you're not careful. That's one of the things that I would recommend trying to watch out for, is wait till D.Va gets out of her mech before you do anything. Another thing that I would like to focus on if I'm playing a soldier in this particular case, you know, I try to focus on the tanks as much as I possibly can. If there's not a Fada in the air, that's who I would focus on. If there is an enemy Fada, she becomes basically my #1 target. I try to take care of her before I really try to focus on anyone else, because as you know, a decent Fada can definitely get behind you guys, use her ultimate, and pretty much you're all basically just sitting ducks at that point if you're not paying attention. And pretty much I like to use Soldier the same way with his tactical visor. I like to get behind the enemy team, or at least get into an elevated area where I can do the most damage and get the most bullets down range if I possibly can. But that's pretty much Soldier 76 in a nutshell. He's, as I said, a very simple character to use, a very simple character to learn, but he doesn't have a lot else going for him compared to the other assault characters or the other damage roll characters that's specifically out there. Overall, great character. I enjoy using him, and if there's something that I missed, definitely in a comment down below. Go ahead and say a strategy that you like using Soldier for, and we'll definitely, you know, add more to this video. Alright guys, so thank you for watching, and stay tuned to next week for the next video. Alright guys, thank you for watching.